What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Game Week 26 podcast, episode number 106. And I'm joined back again with Karan. How are you doing, Karan?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Not too bad. Obviously, since we last spoke, there was the Game Week 32 announcement, double Game Week 32 announcement,
Yep.
which obviously for those of us who are currently with the assistant manager active and still have the triple captaincy, it's given like an opportunity to play the triple captaincy somewhere. So obviously we'll talk about that. We spent some time obviously discussing chip planning last week. For those of you who didn't check it out, do check it out. It's from last week's podcast. We'll touch on it a bit this week. And I obviously see Manish in the chat as well, who's like, when's the best time to free hit? So I guess we'll kind of like touch on it when we go on the fixtures. In terms of teams, we're not looking at any teams. I'm just going to point that out because it's the podcast. So if you have any team questions, put them maybe at the end or in the comments later after the video, and then I'll answer it there.
We can probably look at a few teams at the end if we
Yeah.
wanted to.
So maybe keep your comments for now, and we'll put them at the end. All right. Now, shall we get started? Let's get into Ben Krelin's picture ticker. So basically, as things stand, we're currently in Game Week 25 with the double to be played tonight or basically tomorrow morning, depending on your time zone. With Liverpool and Aston Villa, you've got Slot as assistant manager active. I've got Unai Emery, so we'll be supporting different sides.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping.
Big swings.
Yeah, I know, big swings. I'm not confident as someone who obviously had Unai Emery as the manager, because like I watched the Ipswich fixture and against Aston Villa, and it just felt like it wasn't their day. They had so many chances, but
they created enough.
Yeah,
it's
they
pretty
did.
Unlucky not to get, 8 points at least.
Yeah, so it just felt like it just wasn't their day. So we'll see how it goes against Liverpool, obviously. And then obviously, like we mentioned at the start, double game week 32 was announced with Newcastle and Crystal Palace. The blank that they were supposed to have in 29 has got moved to 32. Obviously, Newcastle with United and Palace both at home. So for those of you who still have the triple captaincy chip, it's a nice place to potentially play it. One of the potential places to play it. We don't know, obviously, what the doubles will be in the 33 or even 36 for that matter for the moment. So that could also maybe put another window. Let's say, for example, 36 has a nice, more attractive double. For example, if let's say City get a double, where they have the home fixture, they have a away fixture against Southampton, and let's say they get another more attractive fixture as well, Haaland could become another triple captaincy option, similar to how he was in game week 2. Obviously, Madrid are playing City again tonight, wherever
Tomorrow
you're.
morning.
Yeah. So that would also determine whether City are still in the Champions League or not as well. Obviously, Madrid have 1-0, basically a one goal lead over them. But City have improved, so we'll see what happens, obviously, with that. And obviously, Crystal Palace have a double with City and Newcastle, both away fixtures. Not the best of doubles, but because it's a double, people will still load up on Crystal Palace players. And there's a chance that
Newcastle's is a pretty good double.
Yes, indeed. And there's a chance that both Newcastle and Palace could potentially double in 33 as well. Maybe. We don't know. So kind of have to wait and see, depending on FA Cup results and whatnot. So that is basically the lay of the land. Obviously, Game Week 29 is the blank. And I think we discussed last week, depending on your squad structure, you can free hit or not free hit. I'm currently looking at avoiding free hit because I can field 11 players come Game Week 29.
Mm-hmm.
You said you were looking at free hitting because you had too many blankers.
Yeah, I have 2 Palace, 2 Newcastle, 2 Liverpool.
And now that the double has been announced in 32, it kind of doesn't make sense for you to remove those Palace and bring them back again.
Yeah, but I don't really like. I have Sar. I don't really like that I
Okay.
have Sar.
Yeah.
I wish I had Mateta.
Yeah.
For example, I have Munoz, which is fine. Newcastle, I have Isaac, as does everyone. I have Hall. So that's whatever. So I think I can possibly. I have 2 free transfers, so I can possibly go away from it and use that double in use the free hit in 34 or something. it's not like if I had like 3 and 2, then maybe it's definitely a free hit. But
yeah, fair enough.
especially because it's Sar, like a player that I don't really love having.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, so he's like a replaceable player. So I guess you're kind of still deciding. Obviously, you might know a bit more after the FA Cup next round, which is between 27 and 28. So we might know who's still in the still in the competition. And still,
unfortunately, you kind of have to decide.
yeah,
like,
you kind of have to decide.
Yeah, but I think I'm just trying to save transfers. That's my only.
Okay, fair enough. All right, cool. Because 34 is going to be another big blank, and that's where everyone's kind of looking at playing the free hit. But again, squad dependent. If you can feel 11 in 29 without having to play a free hit, I'd probably avoid playing the free hit. Now, apart from that, with the 32 announcement, did come the opportunity of people who haven't played the assistant managership and played, like, say, triple captaincy in 25 and nothing this week, and now have a chance of playing the assistant managership in 31, 32, and 33, where you could potentially keep it on, for example, Glasner, and get like 5 table bonus games in a row, potentially.
Yeah.
Now, obviously,
this looks pretty good, actually.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it's not the best of fixtures in some of them, because City, Newcastle, and Bournemouth in 32, 33, and I don't know who they'll get in the double as well for 33 if they do get one. That might also be, I think, maybe Arsenal. I don't know. So again, another hard. So it's not the
They
best.
just need to get one.
Yeah.
They just need to get one win, and then it's the same as slot in 24, 25, 26.
Yeah, exactly. So now,
but I do think that people are really underestimating how unlikely it is
for the table bonus.
Yeah, because it's like to beat a team 5 points ahead. There are some exceptional situations, like Everton, if you caught the new manager bounce or something.
Yeah, or like Fulham, like I said last week, that I would trust Marcus Silva for table bonus.
Yeah, but you have to pick him when there were managers with doubles, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the only problem.
So, and I think this Villa, honestly, right now, I would rather have Emery, like just for this in a vacuum, like just talking about the rest of 25. But I think majority of the time you're not going to get a situation. So.
Yeah, and even if the table board is like down 26 when we're going to talk, some of the options that present themselves, it is not tempting at all. If anything, it's so unconvincing. But like, we'll discuss Game Week 26, like assistant manager and fixtures as well. But
yeah, that's worth its own discussion.
Yeah. So that's kind of where we are. So let's get straight in.
Okay, so sorry, just to recap. Yes. So between 27 and 28, we'll have some more clarity on 30, 33, and 34.
And not fully. You will have a little bit of clarity, because still 34 blanks is dependent on what happens on like after 29. If that makes sense. So you'll have you'll knock off a few more teams, because there are a few Premier League teams playing each other. So you'll knock off a few more, or these fixtures are most likely now going to happen. So the blank.
And after 30, we'll know the full picture, right?
Yeah. After 30, 31, depending on when they announce it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So this is where it gets a bit tricky, where if you're going to assistant manager 31, 32, 33, then, and if you still have your wild card, kind of have to decide where you're probably playing it in then 34 or 35, depending on situation. But for us who, let's say, example, want to triple captain in 32, bench boost 33, free hit 34, for example, like the chips probably line up like that, you probably have to wild card 31, and you're hoping that the Premier League have already announced everything by then.
33, you could get a Man U double where the one of them is a table bonus game.
Yes, but then do we have any faith? I feel like after Ahmad got injured, I've lost.
I mean, by then, if we haven't improved, we are getting relegated.
Yeah,
this is not, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't think we're getting relegated, so I think it's fine.
Touch wood. I don't know. The next few fixtures don't look great, but anyways, all right. So we'll get into the fixtures. But yeah, like you said, by 27, 28, we'll have a bit more of a better idea. But if for 29, you kind of have to decide now, because your transfers that you're looking to make kind of have an effect on whether you're free hitting or not free hitting.
Yeah.
Basically.
Agree.
All right. Let's move in. So this is a season ticker until 29. The reason only until 29 is because the blank. So I'll put it like that just for people to kind of focus and see what to kind of maximize on right now. The Everton and Wolves are up there. United are up there, but I feel like no one's going to touch United after Ahmad's injury. He was probably the only player feel like everyone will now just avoid.
There's no picks. Yeah.
Fulham and Bournemouth. So many options in Bournemouth. Brentford and then Leicester there, but no one's going to look at that. And then at the bottom, you got the likes of the teams that are blanking basically: Newcastle, Aston Villa, Liverpool. City are at the bottom because of some tougher fixtures, but I think there might be some interest there. And then obviously Crystal Palace as well.
Mm-hmm.
Anything to add?
No, I think Bournemouth should be higher, right? Like when you account for relative fixture difficulty, I'd expect Bournemouth to be higher than Man U. Like, doesn't matter what fixtures are there for Man U.
Yeah, this is something I want to work on next season, where like make our own like fixture difficulty that continues to change.
Yeah, our own one, or maybe based off market odds or something.
Yeah,
because I think the traditional FPL fixture difficulty is very subjective.
Yeah, that's what. It doesn't really apply when it's like a middle of the season. Yep, fair enough. All right, let's start. Game week 26 fixtures. We start off with Leicester versus Brentford.
I just want to add, like, before we go into this is a week where Salah has City away, Palmer has Villa away, and Chelsea are shit at the moment anyway. Newcastle have Forest at home. So this is potentially a week for alternative captaincy. So when we look at these fixtures, we should keep that in mind.
Yeah, we'll mention captaincy, and we'll also mention assistant manager when it comes to like table bonus versus no table bonus, and whether you even keep the existing managers that you have instead of moving as well. All right, Leicester versus Brentford. Table bonus opportunity for Ruud van Nistelrooy. But Leicester, I think, are winless in their last 5.
I mean, they were pretty good at holding Arsenal.
Yes, they were. But then how much do you put that down to Arsenal's lack of a front line as well?
Yeah, I mean, Arsenal control the game. They still have Odegaard. Like, I'll bring up the XG as we talk. But regardless, there's pretty good defensive performance by Leicester until they conceded that header, which was just off a perfect cross. So, I mean, they need to play, right? Like, given the situation, they need to attack. Brentford, traditionally not that great away from home. The last few, they've had like 2 or 3 away wins in a row now, right? Maybe 2.
They've improved a bit,
So I'd see this as a Brentford win, like probably like a 2-0, 2-1 kind of thing.
Yep.
I think Buemo is a potential captaincy option.
Yes.
But like, like I agree with what the market thinks of the expected goals. Like, it's not 1.85 is not the biggest number.
Yeah, under 2 definitely. So it's not that great.
But I think a Buemo captain is probably close to a Salah captaincy this week. I don't know. What do you think about that?
The thing is with Mbeumo, he plays so well. I think last game also against West Ham, he got man of the match as well for it. It's the consistency where Salah, even with the tougher fixture, he's just getting a goal or an assist or even both in one game at times. It's just that insane consistency is kind of what is so hard to go against. Even
let's talk City Liverpool. Like, forget this order. Let's just
let's
because we've already naturally segued into it.
Okay, so let's jump to the City.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I agree with you. Like, I think what I meant by this is a week for alternative captaincy is that I think a lot of people will use this as a week for alternative captaincy, but I think the favorite is still Salah.
Because it also, I should add, it depends on the game tomorrow for City, both for Liverpool and Aston Villa. I don't know how it's going to be like in terms of the toughness and all. But City Madrid, if it does go to extra time as well on top of that, then you'd suddenly start favoring Salah even more because like more tired legs from City and all of that.
Yes, I think City. I've been following their like tactical setups a lot, and it's very clear to me that they have 2 different game plans. One is the one they used against Newcastle, which is like when teams want to press them hard in the center of the park, they really go wide with Guardiola and Savinho and try to play around the press. And they executed this perfectly against Newcastle. And they tried against Arsenal and couldn't.
With that, now obviously the Newcastle game, they had their mini Rodri, which what Pep says, like Nico Gonzalez,
He had
kind
a
of
great game.
made a huge difference probably to how that City team and the midfield functions. Do we think now is this like a turning point of City, or
No, I just think how we should think about how Liverpool gonna play. Liverpool are away from home. I don't think Liverpool are going to press them like Newcastle did.
yeah,
This is not this Liverpool is not that press happy. So I think against the Liverpool that only selectively presses, I don't know how it'll go. Like I think then it's defense v defense, and Liverpool's defense is way better.
yes,
Like even with Nico Gonzalez, like City still have all their defensive issues.
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I'm not.
So then it comes down to an attack versus attack, in which team can like cut through another opponent better.
He might not even play Haaland and Marmoush. Like he's
we don't know that because obviously, like when I think when KDB has played, Marmoush hasn't so far. So obviously that is also something to monitor. And Marmoush didn't play in the Champions League fixture last week, and then
he came
played,
on.
Yeah, he came on. Then he played the Premier League one. Now obviously we'll see whether he starts. Probably should start this week after a hat trick for the Champions League fixture.
I mean, Marmoush is really fast. Like when he has space to run into, and you normally have space to run into when the other team is pressing you high. And I guess Pep knew that Madrid wouldn't take that approach because Madrid sat back most of the game, right?
Because they also have defensive issues at the moment.
Madrid. Exactly. Yeah. So I can see Liverpool taking not as pragmatic an approach as Madrid, but nothing like Newcastle.
Yeah.
So it'd be something in between. So it's a bit tough to call this game. Yeah.
Fair enough. Now, obviously with this one, Salah, we kind of still agree that he's probably the favorite. Gakpo has been ruled out for the Aston Villa fixture. I've got Gakpo. I'm looking to sell Gakpo. And I'll get to some of the replacements when we come to some of the fixtures from other teams.
I mean, has he? But he might still play 26, though, right?
He could still play 26. We don't know because he didn't say he was out for a long time. He said he's just out for this game.
Yeah.
So we don't know. So if you have Gakpo, the thing is, because it's City this week, and I think the next fixture for Liverpool is who do they have? They have Newcastle at home, and then there's the big fixture, the really good one, which is Southampton at home before the blank. So there is a world where you can potentially keep a Gakpo, but then there are also teams like who, for me, example, I've got Gakpo as one issue, and also I have Iliman Ndiaye, who is the other injury player. So I kind of need a forward, right? I can't really trust whether Gakpo is going to turn up or not play at all this week.
How big has the swing of getting Ndiaye over Beto been?
Massive.
Like
not only that.
That swing is huge.
It's the selling of Chris Wood to get this double game because as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, I saw someone else, thankfully, but still, just getting Ndiaye over Beto is like, it's like something like 16 points and one free transfer and like 0.6 million cheaper. It's like ridiculous.
It's insane.
And it was just a coin flip for me. I was just like, oh, Pens up front, whatever, Pens,
It's just it just explains.
On another day, I go the other way.
Yeah, it's just the story of our seasons. Like, just so much a series of unfortunate events. That's what I'm gonna call this season. Basically, that series of unfortunate events.
Unbelievable.
So yeah, now obviously there's another question with this City versus Liverpool game is with Arne Slot. Do you have Arne Slot? Are you looking to keep him on, or are you looking to switch manager? One, obviously there's a safe routine. Potentially people are looking at Arteta, obviously with 2.4 here as well. And people are looking at maybe going and getting an Arteta in. Or
so I don't really see any big table bonus. I know people are big on Glass now.
That's assuming Aston Villa lose to Liverpool. Then only that happens.
Okay, sure.
Otherwise, it doesn't.
Okay, but let's for purpose of discussion, let's assume that happens. Even if it happens, Fulham are good. Fulham are a good team.
I'll show you the data. Fulham are top right now.
Yeah, they're an amazing team. Like they're very. I can see how Palace have strung together a bunch of away wins purely because they seem to play well when they stretch the pitch against teams that come on to them. So, and Fulham being at home, I can see that playing into them a little bit. Other than that, I can't find any argument for. Like this is a game where Palace wins maybe like 20% of the time.
Yeah.
So, and 20% of the time, so 1 in 5, when they win and Glasner will get double the points of like picking a standard manager, right? So 1 in 5 versus twice the points. So it has to be 5 times the points for it to be worth it, right? So I think if I do transfer away from slot, and I might choose not to just to save the transfer, I would get someone like an Arteta or a Iraola or something. Just someone that I think is gonna stomp.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? You want that high scoring game if you're going to go for someone who doesn't have the table bonus.
Yeah, so I mean, if you believe these numbers, you would pick Iraola or
Arteta,
or maybe even Hertzler.
Yeah. That's also fair enough. That could also be.
And I think the other bonus game is potentially McKenna versus Tottenham.
Yes, the only thing is Tottenham.
I like that a little bit more than Glasner. I like that a little bit more than Glasner, but still also not that much.
Yeah, but that's because Spurs are always capable of an upset, and I guess Man United made them look good as well. To be honest.
I mean, Garnacho missed a bunch of shots, man.
Yeah,
like
he should have scored.
That game was just a shit fest. Like it could have gone any way.
Yeah,
everyone's shit.
So you can that is probably an option as well, where McKenna is as a potential option. Now the other thing, okay. Anyways, so if you have slot, you probably keep him unless kind of want to go for a table bonus on manager and take a spin at it. Basically, that's basically. So anything else?
I mean, are there any other bonus games that we're missing?
So
maybe Graham Potter versus Arsenal.
Yes. No. I think when I saw Brentford and like the chances they had against West Ham, like that 1-0 was just not enough. Brentford should have had more, to be honest. Obviously, some offside goals ruled out for Visa and whatnot.
But West Ham's not going to play the same way against Arsenal.
True. There is obviously Wolves, Pereira against Bournemouth.
Oh, yeah. That's not a terrible shot.
I've kind of been looking at it because Wolves have kind of improved and they stopped Liverpool from taking even one shot in the second half. So that could be an upset potentially. The other table bonus fixture, obviously, we mentioned Crystal Palace. You mentioned there's Southampton, Leicester, Ipswich, Wolves, and that's basically it. That's basically it. It's 3 relegation sides and West Ham and Wolves and Palace, obviously. Yeah.
I mean, Leicester, Brentford. Yeah. I mean, it's probably not the worst.
Yeah, there is a possibility. So out of all the table bonus managers, Van Nistelrooy has the highest win percentage probability for this weekend's games.
Where are you seeing that?
This was here. So obviously the teams highlighted in orange are the
Glasner and Van Nistelrooy is the same. Okay.
Yeah, slightly 1% higher, but yeah. McKenna and Glasner are the same. And then obviously you got
so Arteta is just the highest, right?
Yeah. But not by too much.
And that's like a full 3 points greater than slot. So I guess transfer makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you to counter transfers like a 4 points, then it's almost the same. That's the other thing. Obviously this 8 points and 7.8, that's assuming they don't I guess there is a massive potential if they get the table bonus. You're looking at like what, 15, at least 15 points difference. 15 points more potentially.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It depends on your risk appetite. I might try. I kind of, because of my rank, I will probably most likely try a table bonus, but I just don't know if it'll come out.
Yeah, so it seems pretty much the same between Glasner, Van Nistelrooy, and McKenna.
Yeah, I still do like Wolves as a potential opportunity. I kind of need to do a bit more research, but yeah, Bournemouth are really good. That's the
I think
thing.
Bournemouth are really good. Yeah, I agree that Wolves are not as bad as they look, but
Yeah.
I think Bournemouth are just probably even better than they look.
Yeah.
But
True. Okay.
out of those three, I'm in favor of McKenna. Like I think
Take a punt.
we made Spurs look good a
Yeah.
little bit.
The only thing is Spurs obviously have their players back, which obviously helps a bit more.
Yeah,
But there's always the case that you go, oh, it's Spurs. Obviously, Ipswich won the reverse fixture as well against Spurs.
yeah,
So maybe there's a chance there for an upset. Ipswich at home as well. I'd like to prefer back in a home manager as well over an away manager.
yeah. That's the other thing. Yeah, yeah.
So between that, the only two home managers are Leicester and Ipswich, and obviously Southampton. But I'm not backing Southampton.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So that's basically the assistant manager and table bonus kind of discussed as well. We've also touched on.
What you want to talk about this Arsenal game?
Yeah, let's move.
2.4, very big number. I'm a bit skeptical of that,
Yes.
to be honest.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Like, keep in mind that this is the implied outcomes from what the market thinks, right?
Yeah.
So this is not a price based on the data models of the betting agencies. It's based on where supply meets demand of betting odds.
Yeah. So 2.4. I mean, I'm more likely thinking it's probably under 2 potentially. 1-0. I won't be surprised.
Yeah, I think the big games is probably a better fit for Potter than in some ways. I think they'll play 5 at the back or 3 at the back, and it's going to be tough for Arsenal.
And obviously without a proper recognized attack as well, it's going to be a bit more harder. Now, obviously we mentioned.
I think it's a 2-1. It's like a 2-1.
Maybe, yeah, it could be. We did mention obviously Trossard last week. Also got the assist.
Yep.
Waneri, who's on this.
And shout out to Vishal who called out Mikel Merino in the chat.
Obviously. The funny thing is Merino didn't even...
I think he knew that before even Arteta realized.
He hasn't played forward at all before. He was just chucked on there because they were like, yeah, we need to win this game. And he goes and scores 2 goals. Now, that doesn't mean that Merino is still going to be playing the forward role, to be honest.
He could, honestly.
He could.
Mean, Sterling is awful, man. Sterling is unplayable.
This is what who put it in? Sir Matt Bugsby. Sterling made Leicester look good. That could be a case.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think
Sterling is not playable.
Yeah.
So Marina has to play because Sterling is unplayable.
Yeah. I think that's true. The thing is, so then Trossard plays on the left, Merino plays up front, and
Trossard looks better on the left as well.
Yeah.
What it's about.
Yeah. So it's an option, and then Waneri on the right. Now Waneri obviously got 3 bonuses as well, I believe. He takes all the corners where Saka used to take them as well. So for 4.5 million, and people are looking for Amad Diallo replacements, would you go for a Waneri, or would you go, let's say, for example, the Bournemouth lads? Plenty to choose from there.
I mean, the Bournemouth guys are right there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think for some reason, like, Mane is a great pick, but I just don't think that extra money is that important.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Like, I think if it was really early in the season, it'd be different.
Yeah, but now not as much.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because maybe like a 0.5 extra or 0.6 extra, and you get Dango. It's like.
You get Dango, and then another 0.5 you get Semenyo.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay. So Arsenal, kind of, even though I don't know, it's like
I have seen on Twitter people speculating that Calafiori can play striker. That would be crazy.
But for how long are they going to keep trying this, like different strikers?
I mean, what else can they do? They don't have any players.
Yeah, Havertz is out for the season.
Yeah, everyone's out. Like, they can just try some youth players, or that's it. Yeah.
Okay, I guess we wait and see what exactly Arsenal are going to do, because whoever ends up as like some striker option could be a decent FPL option after like Gameweek 30, because if they have some doubles and all, then one to watch out for. or team to watch
Yeah.
out and see what exactly happens.
I think it will be Marino for what it's worth. He's just awkwardly priced. He's 6 mil.
Yeah, but if he's 6 mil and he's playing forward, I'll buy him. I don't care.
Yeah, but it just means he's harder to get to.
Yeah,
Because if you're getting rid of an Ahmad or something, it's hard for you to get to 6.
Yeah, to an extent, yes. But if you have the cash, especially after people who have assistant manager will be freed up with some funds as well.
Yeah. So I mean, that won't be this week though, right?
Yeah, that won't be this week, and which is a pretty
Yeah.
decent week to have. Yeah, but yeah, fair enough.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
And after this, Arsenal have a couple of
After
bad fixtures,
this,
and then it's
Arsenal run into Forest, United, and Chelsea.
Yeah.
Now
I'm not gonna bring him in for Forest away.
no,
United away, whatever. Who cares? So,
that
yeah.
could be a tough game though. United have done better against the bigger teams than they've done against every other team. Funnily enough.
I don't. Yeah. It's fine. So
Yeah.
I think it's either 26 or 28. Chelsea
Fair
are in shit form, and it's a blank anyway. So
yeah.
So anyway, you don't have to decide. Yeah, you either have to decide now or
Or you can
next
just
week.
hold on to it. You don't have to like get
Yeah.
yeah, fair enough. All right. So that's Arsenal. Anything else? West Ham, I'm not looking at anyone to be honest at this moment.
Nope.
All right. Do we really want to talk about I guess Leicester Brentford we don't Leicester Brentford let me add
We
one
already
more
covered Leicester Brentford.
yeah, just one more thing with Brentford. Would you get now obviously I mentioned Gakpo potential replacements. Would you look
Wissa.
at a Wissa?
Yeah, I think Wissa is worth looking at. But having said that, the next 3 are good, and then the fixtures worsen.
Yes, that's the other thing. So obviously Leicester,
it doesn't
Everton,
really show here, but
oh no, it's harder
it gets
after
pretty
30.
bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So that's and 29 is also not the easiest of fixtures to be honest. I wouldn't say 27 or 28 are also any easy. It's just home games, so it's a bit more better. The thing with Wissa is he's only had 2 goals in the last 10 game weeks or something, or since game week 16.
Yeah, I mean he's been unlucky only to have 2.
Yeah.
He plays 90 minutes. He's had a bunch of chances, so I think it's fine.
All right, let's move into Everton United. Everton to win.
Yeah. Yeah, so India is out, right? India is out for a while, right? Is he out for the season?
No, he's not out for the season. It wasn't specified how long he's going to be out for. That's the thing.
That's like a hamstring injury, right?
Ooh, I don't know that. I haven't checked. But
Right.
I've got him still for the moment, and I have no plans.
It's a shame. He was starting to really play well. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. I haven't any reason to sell him now itself. I'll probably like closer to 29 make that decision. But he's still their best player. Now, obviously, the other thing with this is Beto has just found some form from nowhere. And Everton have improved, looking way better. Apparently, since David Moyes joined, if you were to calculate the table, Everton would be first.
Okay, yeah, whatever. I mean, Moyes has done what Deitch was was too afraid to do.
Yeah.
And just attacks with more numbers.
Yeah.
That's really all he's done. And he's done that, and he's got unlucky.
Yeah.
Like he's outperformed to get where he is. Yeah.
He's got
but that's not trying to take anything away from him. No, he's gotten slightly lucky.
Okay.
Like if you compare the XG to the results.
True, but then they should have also. I would have said like that Liverpool game they could have probably won it based on the XG as well.
I mean, I think they got.
I mean, obviously, last minute winner, yes.
Lucky.
Yeah. But like, if you look at the overall, I guess the overall state of the game, the draw was kind of fair enough.
I think so.
Yeah.
Draw or slightly Liverpool, right?
Like, but no, if you look at the XG, if you put it that way, Everton are more this thing higher. They had higher XG than Liverpool.
Yeah.
But anyways, regardless of that, this game, Everton are, I would say, favorites.
Yeah, this is like a 2-1 Everton, I'd say.
Or even like a 2-0. I can't see a scoring. I don't know where goals are going to come.
Yeah, I have no idea. I think like Mikalenko has been attacking a lot more. So maybe from that side, but we don't have Ahmad anymore.
Yeah.
So who is even on our right side? I have no idea. Maybe Dorgu or some shit.
No clue. No attackers that are scoring. Nothing like it's just
Exactly. Yeah.
I'll probably have Mikolenko as like one of my first sub defenders potentially in this game.
I think I have to start Mikolenko
I
because
mean,
my alternatives are like Hall and stuff.
okay, won't be the worst idea to be honest. He could get a clean sheet.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah. Okay, that's all we'll touch on this game. I'm not going to mention it further.
Bournemouth, I think 2.1 seems low, if anything, right? Like I see this as like a 3-0, 3-1 kind of game.
I think 3-1.
Bournemouth are really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Wolves still have the ability to score.
Would you captain a Bournemouth mid?
No.
Okay.
Because of the fact we saw from the last game, the goals can come from everywhere.
Yeah,
almost all the midfielders got in on the action. Everyone got a return, some level of like return. The thing is, if I wanted to, it will be Kluivert and not any other Bournemouth mid, just because purely penalties and even like from a bonus point of view, Kluivert has better bonus potential than Dango. Because Dango obviously out of position, playing as a forward, but he doesn't get the same baseline as a forward would do. And
he's not clinical.
Yeah, and he also doesn't do all the dirty work to get himself up into that forward, like those bonus conversations. So
yeah, it's hard to find a good captaincy option. And Semenyo's wasteful as hell.
Yes,
but when he bangs, he can really bang.
Yeah,
I'd probably still captain Atara though.
All right.
I think this guy Tavernier coming back is taking some minutes from Semenyo and Kluivert.
But they all play together, right? They all play out the same thing.
They all do, but Kluivert can still get hooked at 75.
Yeah, that's true. The one other thing to mention for Bournemouth, obviously Christie was the one who benefited the most from the game in terms of points.
Yeah.
He obviously, on the other hand, he's on, I think, 8 yellow cards or something, or 9 yellow cards. I'm not really, I need to check and see. So he's like very close to a suspension. And if he does, I think it's a 2-game suspension. I think he has to last without getting a yellow card until like game week 32 or something. So he makes this Bournemouth like midfield and all tick. There could be a down performance if they do like miss him for a couple games. So that's one thing to kind of keep an eye out for when that happens.
Okay.
If that happens, that is. But in this specific game, I do like the Bournemouth lads. I do still think Wolves are getting back to it, and this is where the whole now Gakpo replacement. This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of a Gakpo to Cunha for this week.
This week?
Yeah.
I prefer waiting one.
But I kind of need to make so I can either go Gakpo to Cunha or Endai to Wissa. However, with the Wissa thing, I don't really want to go there because of the fixtures slightly after aren't the best as well. The other option,
you could get Welbeck.
True, that is one thing that is also a possibility. However, the Brighton fixtures also, they got Southampton, then they got Bournemouth, Fulham, and City.
I think it's fine.
The other option is I don't mind Sir Chris Wood.
Yeah, I think Wood is like, he's just in ridiculous form, man. I've just, after not having him the whole season, I just got him on my wild card, and I'm not even thinking about it.
Yeah,
and the way they play, it's like, having said that, the fixtures are so bad that it's tough to recommend getting him now.
He just gets one shot and then it's 3 bonus already.
I mean, how long can he keep that going?
He's been doing it for the whole season. My season is down because I didn't go on Forest.
Like, I think he's definitely, obviously he's way overperforming, but also the way they attack is like, they only attack with like 4 players. So it's not split between that many people, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing. The other thing is, I mean, it's still look at, like, when you go into Gaming 29, whether you're free hitting or not free hitting, almost everyone's going to want Chris Wood for that fixture. Against Ipswich. Yeah. And Arsenal and City are both at home. Now, Arsenal might be a bit more harder. City, on the other hand, I wouldn't really say there is a possibility that Forest could get a goal, at least, even if they don't win. And that's enough. Like, Chris Wood could be on the end of it. So for me, personally, like for a Gakpo replacement, for me, it's either between Cunha or Chris Wood.
With Wood, I really feel like it's a
It's a low ceiling.
Don't sell, don't buy is how I feel about Wood.
Mm.
Just because the fixtures. I find it hard to. Yeah.
Then the
I mean,
other,
why don't you get like a Marmouche or something?
yes, that's the other option. That is also very, I don't mind trying that out. Because like I have nothing to lose.
I think he's gonna get random benchings because I think there are times when Pep wants control and he
Yeah.
plays two wingers and he plays Marmouche when he wants two strikers.
Yeah.
So not every game he's gonna be happy to play two strikers.
True. But their fixtures are good enough where obviously Liverpool, Spurs, Forest, and Brighton. It's not too bad.
I think Forest is a terrible game. I think that's stylistically that seems like the exact type of game where Marmouche won't play.
Yeah.
Because it'll be against such a low block, like
That you'll
having
need
this fast guy is not that useful,
But like the Spurs and Brighton one, he could benefit.
I think Spurs is a good game.
Yeah.
For Marmouche.
Yeah.
Liverpool's also probably a decent game.
Yeah. Then Brighton as well. I guess we also have to wait and see what happens in the Champions League. Because if they get knocked out of the Champions League, right, City, then the whole like rotation comes into it as well. Like just one competition and FA Cup on top of that. But like yeah.
Maybe Beto is the pick. Maybe you just go super budget and
Yeah.
then use the money somewhere.
Then I could just do Endai to Beto and just bench Gakpo.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Feels wrong because Everton, like the fixtures are. I mean, they're good on
It's
paper.
good. They're top of this ticker, right?
Yeah.
And they play in 29.
That's a big thing. Yes. The only thing is I don't know how many goals is Beto just gonna continue this.
He has amazing underlying stats and he plays 90 minutes. Like
I know.
for an attacking team. I don't think it's.
I guess I'll
And he's
see.
4.9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still leaning more towards the either Wood, Cunha, or Marmouche
I think Welbeck should be up.
in this yeah.
Considered. Yeah. Because from watching Brighton play, Welbeck is absolutely crucial to them.
Yes.
They can't play well without Welbeck.
Yeah.
So.
Only thing that puts me off it is 27 is a midweek fixture, potential rotation. I kind of have to consider that as well.
Okay. Yeah.
And obviously,
but you're getting getting a bench striker, right? Kind of.
Yeah, but then the other strikers will all play 90 minutes, regardless of whether it's a midweek fixture or not. And the others, Welbeck has pens, right? I think I don't know who else is on their pen. Oh no, Joe Pedro is a pen taker, but I don't know.
Yeah,
after
but
that.
Joe Pedro he's lost his minutes a little bit.
Yeah, so I don't know who the other pen taker is if he's not on the pitch. But Cunha has set pieces and pens. Chris Wood obviously has pens. Marmouche doesn't have that, but Marmouche has just proper supply to him.
You could get better bench Gakpo, then next week go Gakpo to Cunha.
But then at that point, I might as well just, if Gakpo is available, just keep Gakpo for that and like the Southampton game.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That'll give you the option.
I'll think about it. I'll have a look because I'm still deciding.
Yeah, well, we can discuss our teams at the end.
Yeah,
but any other fixture here that you think is worth calling out, or you think will not go like the expected goals numbers?
So
they will go. Okay, how do you see Newcastle Forest going? I think that'll be interesting.
Now Newcastle, here's the thing, captaincy again. Isak on the reverse fixture, I think, got a hat-trick, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he did.
Is he another captaincy opportunity for this game?
Except now this is at home, so probably Newcastle will take the initiative.
Yeah, and they have to kind of bounce back from the hammering they got.
I think that was very tactically naive by Howe. Like he just if
poor.
you look at the goal Marmouche scored at the start, he's one-on-one with Trippier. And do you remember that goal? It's just Edison kicks it long and then Marmouche just runs in behind.
I should also, and this we're all over in different fixtures, but people who are listening have to listen to
her.
Yeah, but the thing is with that one, usually you would assume Haaland's the one on the end of those kind of stuff. It felt like Haaland played a more I will create space for you kind of role in the last game. So more selfless role as well.
Haaland drags the centre backs away and Marmouche exploits the space.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. And that was noticeable in quite a few of Marmouche's goals.
But that was only possible because Newcastle committed 5 to 6 players forward
Yeah.
to press City's backline all the time. So it was Haaland and Mamouche had a 2v2 the whole game. Like, how many times are they going to get that?
Yeah, fair enough. Now, obviously, this probably won't happen the same against Forest. So
yeah, if it does, then you want to buy Chris Wood.
yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, you want to buy Chris Wood, and so it'll be Chris Wood and Alanga instead of Haaland and Mamouche.
Yeah, basically. Now with this fixture, the Newcastle Forest, so then that kind of rules out Isak because we don't know what Newcastle are going to kind of do in terms of like slight unpredictability. Maybe rules out him as.
I mean, they're missing Joelinton. For me, that's the big one.
Yeah.
Missing Joelinton makes a huge difference to the overall quality of their team. So, yeah, otherwise I might have captained Isak.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. There were a few questions I know from like doing the whole like team selection videos and all, because people have Hall, Aina all playing each other. What would you do in terms of like defense? Which defense would you back?
I see this game as like to be honest, I see this game as like a 1-0 Forest. I don't know about this XG numbers. Yeah, 1-0 Forest, 2-1, 2-0 Forest, something like that. But like not with a high degree of confidence. Like it's just if I had to pick a result, I'd throw my hat on something like that.
Okay, interesting. I don't know what to add to go for this. I have cells. I'll have to play cells. It's just Lewis Hall that I'm like, what to do. All right, cool. So we'll see. Obviously, that kind of rules.
Villa, Chelsea. I think there's a chance that Chelsea get smashed. By the way.
Yes. This now leads into: do you keep Unai Emery on? I think my decision might be affected on obviously what happens against Liverpool. I still might go for a table bonus, potentially.
Oh right, yes. I mean, it's the same as slot. Like keep if you need the transfer.
Yeah. Morgan Rogers, I felt was a bit unlucky in the Ipswich game. Should have had a return at least. In that game, I would probably start him in this one against Chelsea.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And Palmer, what would you do with Palmer? Obviously, people are getting kind of upset because like Chelsea just
nothing because they play Southampton and Leicester after this. So
okay,
nothing.
So just keep.
You'll do nothing.
All right.
Yeah, there's absolutely no point. Yeah.
Would you look at any Chelsea players to get in with those like Southampton and Leicester fixtures, or just avoid?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely avoid because Jackson's not there. I would have looked at Jackson.
Yeah.
And Kunku just doesn't. He just doesn't look that suited to the Premier League, or at least the system. And Chelsea are in terrible form. They won 2-10, 2-9, I think.
Something mad like that. Yes, that's the thing.
Yeah.
They're just gonna get.
I kind of wish I got Watkins last week.
To be honest, if Chelsea just won that last game, right, we could be talking about a Unai Emery table bonus game potentially for this fixture.
Yeah.
So here we are. Okay, I guess Villa good for this one. Watkins also I think should be good. I'll play my Villa assets. I think that's basically it. I'm just going to read some stuff from the chat as well. So apparently with
any Spurs assets worth
considering? No, I would avoid Spurs with the plague. Okay. There are obviously some of the players are still coming back, but I think at this moment I wouldn't go there. I can't trust Spurs as a team, which is why even like McKenna is still very tempting as a table bonus option because you just can't trust Spurs. You don't know what Spurs are going to happen, even though the players are back. All right, I'm just reading some from the chat. So Combe said Iliman has got a medial ligament injury. So we don't know how long it's going to be out for. It's probably going to be a few weeks. So he might miss 29. So I might eventually do this. Like my front line might end up with one of Cunha and Chris Wood alongside Isak. Not alongside Isak obviously on the bench, but alongside maybe Mamouche. Or 29 potentially. So I'll have to wait and see in terms of how that goes. Garnacho scored the overhead kick in the fixture last season. Bruno likes Everton. This United team is so different to last season's one as well, I feel like. There. Oh, so Christie.
Yeah, I mean, this is completely so different. This
Yeah.
team, completely different situation. Yeah.
Christie and Sasa Lukic are both on 9 yellow cards. I think one more yellow card and they miss the next game. Obviously, Bournemouth's next game, I believe after this is Spurs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Oh no, sorry, they have Brighton and
And then
then they
Spurs.
have Spurs. So it's a 2-game ban, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And then Sasa Lukic as well for Fulham. If they miss, then obviously Wolves and Brighton in 27 and 28. So keep an eye out for both of those teams, I guess, in terms of their midfielders.
Do Bournemouth have a good replacement for Christie? Are they much worse without Christie? I don't know the answer.
I
If
think
someone
he's
knows in the
key.
chat,
I
that'd be
don't
good.
know if they have a good enough replacement. That I'm not really sure. That someone in the chat who probably watches Bournemouth more might have to answer. Okay. So yeah, I guess that's kind of where
I think Brighton assets may be going under the radar a little bit.
So Brighton assets were another one for like Ahmad replacements. Minte, obviously.
Yeah.
And the other one people are looking at are now Mitoma. Mitoma is a slightly bit more expensive to try and get at.
I think Ruta is also worth mentioning.
Yes. But who would you go for one of those options?
I would go Minter.
Okay.
I just think he's the most nailed for the price. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd go Minter of the three of them. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Fair enough.
The only thing is he's been playing like
wing back,
kind of right wing back in a back five.
Yep.
But it's like it's like a pretty attacking wing back.
Yeah, that's the thing. So it still kind of worth it. All right. I think that's it. We've kind of touched all over the place in terms of fixtures.
So Matt Bugsby says Alex Scott is back. He's the Christie replacement. I mean, Errol is a good coach. It's like a system coach. I feel like he could plug any half decent player in and
fair enough.
Probably not be too bad.
Yeah. And then obviously I guess one more is Fulham Crystal Palace. We kind of touched on Fulham, good option. And in terms of last night, we probably don't really. I don't know. So
it's like a 2-1 Fulham to me.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, I guess that's kind of it. Any other fixtures that we really want to touch on? No, right? Kind of.
I think the main one that I really like seemingly disagree with is that Villa Chelsea. Like Chelsea is ahead. This could be like a 2-0, 3-0 Villa.
I'd put Villa ahead. I also should add, I think Marcus Rashford will start the Liverpool game, and I think he might start the Chelsea game as well. He looked really good when he came on.
I thought about a Rashford punt actually.
Yeah, he looked really good when he came on. So I think he'll start one of those. Like Worm supposedly starts both the games. So yeah, that's basically it. I don't think we'll have any other fixtures to we've kind of touched on every single fixture. So yeah. All right. Moving to the stats. Obviously, we've talked about assistant manager as well.
We covered this a little bit.
Yeah. So go ahead and have a look, people. If you're watching this back, watch it back. Last 6 game weeks attack. I've sorted this by minutes per XG. Liverpool are obviously top. Reason I sorted by minutes per XG is because Liverpool and all have some like extra games, so I didn't want to sort by XG because then it just puts all the double game week teams up. So yeah, Liverpool first, Brentford second, City third, Chelsea up there, and Fulham and Bournemouth. So Fulham looking really good. At the bottom, you got the likes of Arsenal, Spurs, West Ham, Ipswich, Southampton, and Leicester.
Wow. I mean,
Arsenal with significant overperformance here. They have like 7 XG and they've got 13 goals, 5.96.
Yeah, a lot of headers and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Headers, yeah. And I mean, are any other Liverpool assets worth considering?
No, because now with the blank in 29, you're probably not going to get a single other. Now, there was a mention about Jota back in a few weeks, but even then, I still wouldn't lean towards any Liverpool at this moment.
But if you're free hitting 29, it's Newcastle. It's like 3 home fixtures in a row.
Yes, but you also need to consider Champions League.
Yep.
And League Cup final and all of that stuff as well.
Yeah, I think Jota's worth mentioning. Yeah.
but maybe not just yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's attack. Defense is where the Fulham top in terms of defense. Arsenal second, Liverpool third, Villa fourth, and Everton up there as well.
I'm not surprised, man. Fulham's every time if you watch them, it seems like their goal in life is to make the game as boring as possible. I'm not.
I don't know what Combe is thinking about that. He's a Fulham fan.
They're just trying to make the game as it's hard for anyone to score in a Fulham game.
Well, they're so good at the defense, like so. Yeah. Anyways, at the bottom you got the likes of Spurs, Ipswich, United, Southampton, Leicester. I mean, this is kind of why I don't mind. I guess I don't mind. I'll probably punt on McKenna, to be honest. We'll see how it goes tomorrow and all that. But yeah, anything could happen.
I mean, Spurs got guys back, right?
That's the thing. But it's Ipswich at home, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes, I guess. But yeah. I have to keep in mind that Spurs have City in the midweek as well. So.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of that. That's a good point. Yeah.
All right. And then this one, it's not last 6 game weeks. I've switched to last 6 matches instead, because if I put last 6 game weeks, it's a bit more harder because I can't really put minutes, sort by minutes as well, because then you get like some random ass players. So last 6 matches, and I've sorted this by XG. Mateta on top with Visa, Isak, Chris Wood, and Jimenez. Obviously Haaland as well. Marmoush is just there at the bottom. This is top 20 players. Marmoush just bursted on the scene, so he's there.
You should put minutes on here as well. If
like, I should next time.
Next time, because I think Marmoush has not had that many minutes.
No, not compared to like the others. Yes, he's had only 3 games, if anything. So he's half the games compared to all of these guys here.
Exactly. Mateta up there, I'm not surprised. He looks like the main threat every time, especially with the Eze in and out of the team.
Yep, that's the thing. And obviously, Visa, the amount actually could have been more if some of those offside goals actually counted. But yeah.
Yep.
And then Isak and Chris Wood, we're kind of not surprised as well. All right. Next up is, this is also last 6 matches, not last 6 game weeks, but like midfielders. Salah, Mbuemo, Palmer, Kluivert. I think Madueke is injured, if I'm not mistaken. So is Ahmad. So it kind of rules both of them out. You got Foden, Bruno, Dango, and Semenyo. Minte is also there. This has minutes, but yeah.
Look at Minte's minutes per here.
Yeah, 125. Pretty good. Yeah.
See, Madueke is a legit option, man.
But I think he's injured, I think.
Yeah, but
he could actually be the guy to play if he was like fit and no Jackson replacement instead of playing Nkunku. Could they just play him instead?
No, I don't think he can play up front. I don't think that's his profile. But they definitely need like more penetrative players.
Yes.
That take the space out wide.
Yeah. And he's that.
Neto is that when he's in form, but Neto's not in form. Sancho's done. Yeah. If they were good, I would pick Madueke, or I would think about it.
Yeah, fair enough. And obviously, the 3 Bournemouth lads are all up here. And then you got Elanga as well from Forest.
What about up there because of the 2 pens, right?
Who? Kluivert?
Yeah.
This is sorted by XGI. So I guess, his XG is like 1.79. Almost the same as all the other top players as well, though.
His XG non-pen is 1.79?
Yes, XG non-pen is 1.79.
Okay.
Not too bad, actually. That 3 assists, 15 goal attempts, 10 chances created. So it's still pretty good, I would say.
Tango is 2.5. Tango is 2.5.
XG non-pen. Yes, that's because he's playing out of position.
Yeah,
that's the thing. So anyone for looking for Ahmad replacements? I think Bournemouth lads are probably first pick.
Yeah, I think Minte is almost as good as the Bournemouth lads.
Good entry point this week with Southampton.
Yeah. And also Minte hasn't had as many minutes as the other on this list.
Yep.
He just came back.
Yeah, true. Yeah. So he also like Marmoush need to be kind of considered. Savio is also done pretty decently, I should say. But yeah, probably not looking at him, but he's doing pretty decently so far.
He's not nailed, but he seems preferred.
Yeah.
Like Pep really likes him. I think Grealish and all is
He's done. Yeah.
But not done. He's very far from the team now.
But like he's injury prone and all of that, so it's like yeah. All right, defenders: Trent, Guardiola, Munoz, Corella, the usual suspects, I
I've been
guess.
saying this on this pod for a while, but as soon as City can keep clean sheets again,
Guardiola is first. Yes.
right in my team.
It's just that we can't trust him for clean sheets at this moment, but like yeah.
Yeah, I mean they had one good performance. Now let's see.
Yeah. And then obviously at the bottom you've got Delete, Williams, but like you're not looking at any of them.
No.
All right. Teams. Karan, you're currently on 56 points with Trent, Salah, and Slot to play. I'll read out for obviously those of you listening on the audio as well. So Pickford in goal, Castanage, Trent, Munoz, Elanga, Bumo, Salah, Palmer, Ismail Sarr, Isak, and Chris Wood. On the bench, you got Iliman Endai, Mikalenko, and Lewis Hall with Arne Slot as assistant manager. What do you plan on doing?
So I last week I was going to do Ilanga to a Bournemouth mid, or Ismail Assar to a Bournemouth mid.
Mm-hmm.
But then I went camping and I had no phone reception. So, but I also don't mind because now I have 2 transfers.
Yeah.
But I might do that move again now. So
Yep.
my move is probably going to be Ilanga to Dango, Kluivert, or Minte.
Oh, Elanga too. Not Ismail Sarr.
But Ismail Sarr now he's gonna double.
So these are assuming like you free hitting 29 potential.
I don't like Ismail Sarr, man.
So then just replace him. Someone else.
You can
go double Bournemouth, man. There's nothing wrong with that.
The double is trapping me.
Yeah.
So my other move is Indire down to Welbeck.
Yeah.
And bench Ismail
Sarr. Okay.
Yeah. So I've got a few moves. I've got 2 frees. So I'm kind of assuming that I'll spend 1 free on changing the manager.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I can only really make 1 other change.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
All right. And then me, I'm on 51 with Sells in goal, Gabriel, Trent, and Robinson. Palmer, Starlacap, Kluivert, Embuemo, Rogers, Gakpo obviously not going to be featuring, which is unfortunate. Then Isak, and on the bench I've got Iliman Endai, Hall, and Mikalenko, and Unai Emery as assistant manager. Looks like I'll be getting the Hall 0-pointer on for Gakpo, which is disappointing, but it is what it is.
At a 15-pointer.
Sad life. So this is why I was thinking about like I need to play a forward, like I need to make a forward transfer this week. And that is why I was looking at like Gakpo out, because I'm happy to like keep Endai and then decide which other forward I want. Because all the forwards I'm looking at are like that 7 million price range. And to try and get that, I kind of have to sell Gakpo over Endai. The only way I can keep Gakpo is if I was to sell Endai to Wissa. But I prefer some of the other forwards in the slightly longer run until at least 31 over Wissa.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't like Cunha this week, but I think he's a good long-term pick. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like he does well regardless of like the fixtures. He just finds a way to get a goal.
The goals he scores are bangers.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
It's not. I don't know how reproducible it is.
He's been doing it a bit this season. We've said this a couple of times that he's always scoring bangers.
Of course, but like.
Yeah, true. You usually want like goals that are reproducible most of the time. Yeah. But
so which is why I suggested for you Indire down to Beto or Welbeck.
Yeah.
Then you can bench Gakpo.
Yeah.
And sort it out the next week, and maybe by then, Gakpo might play.
Yeah, and then he's available for Southampton.
And that way, you delay that decision a little bit.
Yeah, could be. I'll think about it a bit more. See how obviously Liverpool play tomorrow and how City also do, because I want to see like I don't mind punting on Marmoush as well, to be honest.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. But I will obviously I have 1 free transfer, and this is where I might have to take a hit as well if I wanted to swap the manager.
I think when you start taking a hit, then it starts becoming not that worth it.
Yeah, as in the move.
Because there's not that many obvious managerial.
Yes, true. But then
because Emery's Chelsea, right?
Yeah, it is.
He's probably going to win that.
That's kind of why I want to see tomorrow's game and see how it goes first.
Yeah.
If Villa don't look convincing, then I just I'll take the punt. Otherwise, I could I could keep Emery and potentially get 6 points for a win, 2 points maybe they get goal, and if they keep a clean sheet, lucky, yeah, then 10-pointer. I'm happy with the 10-pointer.
Yeah. So I like switching manager for a punt, but then when it's for -4,
it's less worth it.
Yes, Chelsea at home and Chelsea are home. I think I would just keep it.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so we'll see how Aston Villa do tomorrow, and I'll make a decision after that. Fair enough. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at the moment. I'll quickly have a look at our chat. Obviously, Muhin has asked the same question. Changing manager words for a -4. I guess that depends again.
Depends.
Yeah, if you have slot, changing manager for a -4 could have its upsides. The City aren't the easiest opponents. Again, depends on how City play in the Champions League as well.
I think City will be tired from a tough Champions League fixture.
Yeah, but then we don't know. Could say the same thing for Liverpool based on how they were.
I don't think I would switch Slot or Emery for a -4.
Okay, fair enough. So, but for a free transfer, it's not.
Nobody. There's no obvious candidates for a.
Yes, that's the only problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, table there's no obvious table bonus candidate, which is disappointing. I guess if Glasner appears as an option as well, you still probably don't do it because Fulham are just so good.
Yeah, I'm not convinced by Glasner at all.
Yeah. Tendai says, I have Slot still as assistant manager. I need to get rid of Endai. I have Isak and Wood, and also thinking of offloading Rogers. Have 2 free transfers. I guess this is where
exactly my team.
Yeah, so I guess the discussion we had in terms of forwards, even Beto or.
I think you should. I think you should look at our discussion over this entire.
Yep. But I would recommend watching it again.
Because both of us are in pretty much the same situation.
Yeah, and we've touched almost every different possible combination of options. Yep.
Yeah.
Jota would be great if he could stay fit. That is true. Palace haven't lost in the last 4 games away to Fulham, mainly draws.
I never know how much to factor in the
historical.
Because it's different managers, different seasons, different teams.
True, fair enough.
But Palace are pretty good away.
Yeah,
that is undeniable. They won 3 or 4 in a row away.
Yes, I think so. They've improved it. So yeah. Okay, we'll have a look and see. But yeah, I guess that's basically it. Shout out to everyone who's been watching. If you've reached up to this point and you're listening also on the audio or even on video, do leave us on audio, leave us a 5-star review on Spotify. Or if you're listening on Apple Podcast, I don't know if there's a way to do it, but if you do, let us know. And then on video, we're closing in on 1,000 subscribers. So we're 32 away, I think. Yeah, so if you have friends who also play FPL, share the channel with them as well and try and help us get to 1,000 subscribers and leave a comment to help the algorithms after the video is done as well. Anything to add, Karan, before we end?
Just one random thing. When is Saka back?
Good question. At this moment, I don't think we have a date for that.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be back before 29 though.
Oh, okay.
I'll just have a quick search, but yeah, nothing at this present moment. So yeah, don't expect him, at least probably not before 29 at this moment. So which means Waneri is not too bad for that spot for the moment. Cool. All right, I think we'll end it there. Cool. Thank you all for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and I will see you all for Friday deadline. Again, another Friday deadline stream. But yeah, I'll see you all later. Peace out, everyone.
You gonna watch the Champions League?
I'll be up. What time is City's game same time as Liverpool's?
Our time.
Yeah, same time, right?
Yeah, I think I'll watch it.
Yeah, 7. Okay. So I'll have it on on the side. Yeah, 7 o'clock. Yeah. So I'll be up for both games then. I need to set my alarms. All right. Thank you all for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and we'll see you all later.
Thank you, everyone. See you.